Hello guys, how are you? The Codeholic is here. I continue series on yii2 framework, and in this video I'm going to show you how to format your response data, how to deal with the response object. In most cases you don't need to access response object and deal with it or change something with it, because you work with controller, and the controller gives us possibility to work with the response object just implicitly. Okay, so let's create an action response and let's return something from this. So you return a string like hello world, and this is automatically converted into response. Okay, response object. It's not actually converted, but it's added to the response object's data. Okay, let's see it in browser. So site response, and here we see hello world. Okay, so we didn't echo something, we didn't print something, we just return something from the controller's action. So when you return something from the controller's action, like the actions written here, action about, action contact, and so on, all of them return something from the action, and the return value is handled by the response object depending on what is returned from the action. Okay, so if you want to explicitly access your response object, you can access in the following way: app and response, and response is a singleton component. Okay, and we can add something here like response content is hello from the Codeholic. Okay, so let's remove this return and leave it like this. Go to the browser and refresh the page, and we see this hello from the Codeholic. So we can do also in this way, but of course it's much better to just return something from the controller's action immediately. Okay, so the previous way, this way to change the content of the response component is better, or is maybe a good idea to do when you want to change the response of the component from somewhere else, not from the action. Okay, but if you want to change the status code of the request and the response, we can do it in the following way. Let me take this response and save it in a variable and deal with this variable. Okay, response content, I can change the response status code, and by default the status code is 200. Okay, so I can change to something else. So like for example 404, which means not found status code. The content basically will be hello from the Codeholic, as it should be, but if we have a look at the network and refresh the page, we see here that the response has status code 404. So we can change the status code into 500, and this means the internal server error. In most cases you don't even need to change status code of your response. You just need to throw some exception and it will automatically change the status code. For example, if I want to throw a not found exception, so if something is not satisfied, I want to throw new not found HTTP exception, which is in the eWeb namespace. Okay, so let's run this, and in the browser we will see not found and the status code is 404. So we can run server error HTTP exception, which will return with status code 500. I recommend to check out the following link, which will be in the video description, and here we can see the error exceptions basically, which are provided by the framework, and we can see what status code each of them set, like the not found 404, server error HTTP exception 500, unauthorized exception, forbidden exception, and so on. So I really recommend to check out the following link. Okay, let's see how we can change the response format. Okay, so if I want to return an array from the action, which has like name is Zura and the surname is something. Okay, so when I try to return this, I will see an error. Response, let me close this. Response content must not be an array. Okay, obviously, so when you return an array, it just can't understand what you are expecting. So we can change this and interact with the response object. I shouldn't have deleted this response variable. Response format is response format and something. So we have 5 formats provided by the framework: raw format, JSON, HTML, XML, and JSON-P. So HTML is the default format. So if we want to see the XML as a result, we can change this into XML, and let's see in the browser. Here is my response. Okay, if we want to see JSON, this is the response. Okay, this is something what you will definitely need in your application. So returning an array from the action and returning, actually it will be converted into JSON or XML. If you are building an API, this is really useful thing to do, instead of course calling JSON encode or something like this. So if you want to return an array from not from action but from somewhere else, you need to do it in the following way. So you need to assign data attribute of the response component, and when you assign data in the format, then the format will be used to convert the data into its corresponding format, and finally this will be assigned to the content of the response, and this is the result. So it still is the same. When you want to redirect from the current action to somewhere else, you can do this from the response object also. From the controller, it's much easier. So you just call this redirect and then specify here the controller and the action you want to redirect. Okay, so for example, I want to redirect on about, and whenever I access the site response, it will redirect to about. So I can do this in the same way, just use here up response redirect. So if I want to run this redirect from somewhere else, not from the action. And the second argument of the redirect is the status code. Okay, so if you click this redirect with control, you can see the full description of the method, what happens here. It's a pretty long description, and I really recommend to check out this class, and also check out in the API documentation here in the response API documentation. So definitely see these links, which will be in the video description. And let's get back to our ID, and here the second argument is status code. Okay, so we can pass additional status code. If it's 301 redirect, we can pass it right here. One thing to note, if you are calling this from somewhere else, not from the action, then you need to add a additional send method right here. So when we are doing this from the controller, from the action, we don't need this send method, but if you're doing from somewhere else, you need it. Okay, let's see how to send files using response object. Okay, so response object gives us 3 methods to send, actually 4 methods, and we're going to cover 3 of them. So send content as file, and here we can write hello world and then the file name like test.txt, and when we access the response, it will force download this test.txt, and inside hello world will be written. So we can also send file immediately and specify here a file path. This will be file path, and we can still specify the attachment name. We have also send stream as file. This is a really useful method if your file, your content which should be downloaded is too large. So, and this sense stream as file is much more memory efficient, and you should use it if you're generating large PDF files or large HTML files. You should use this sense stream as file. Probably you have seen this memory allocation error in PHP, and that's because we're trying to occupy much memory. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.